Honorable Kaluwa, mthaiza mbiri timakonda kumva nimona kuti mapevupevu kuno ndemwe afikako kuchimache kwa mapevupevu zitheka kuno
bwana. Mayo anga muli apa ku parliament iso kuli mapevupevu mapevupevu wa parliament alibe audit, bora kuna ndi audit kuja akati health break ndi chicken machita chicken awa chicken chan wings umadya ku parliament ati akati lunch is heavy kuti aperekaso aboma subsidized mukati sapa ndema timaitanido international conferences. So here is a controlled environment. Chifuka chakuti mapevupevu akuno, you have to be very careful because mapevupevu awawa ukadi audio ndi kuti profit yose yapita. So iwe ukati ukute weweka ndi pana za kutamangisa utawapanga marosi sho ukudya kwambiri mapevupevu pana mapevupevu akuno awa ndi aja kuti ndikati for instance ndikakutengani inuyo kuti tukadya pachi is business like. So mapevupevu maona ndayamba kale ena kuti wasintha kamlepo mmene wabwerera panopo sana lichonje mapevupevu pano ine ndidya pano for 3 years chwa contract ndi 3 years so 3 years mapevupevu ni ena ukana careful because andi meratu ndizamaona ma BP ma sugar amabwera mapevupevu awa so ndiye na kuchenjera kwambiri kuti mmene ndikudira mapevupevu awa ndiye na kukhala ngati kuti mawanso lilipo osati kuti ndazionera njani ngati mmene tikuzionera kwa anthu ena kuti akafika anali wowonda koma chifukwa cha mapevupevu ayamba kusintha ndikusintha telefoni yanu osayaka chemwali chifukwa chakuti ali pa mapevupevu. So mapevupevu pano is well controlled. Tukhala ngati ndi profit ine ndizidi anditu komabe ndiziganiza kuti kulika profit uku chifukwa ndikadya kwambiri andithamangisa koma ndizidi andi discipline ya koma mapevupevu alipo nditu abwinonso kwambiri.
ndiye pamene papa ndimene mukulongosolera apamo sinde kuti basi ndale mwasiyana nazo.
Mbalo wanga ndale sinasiye ndale imene ndayamba panonso ndi ndale ya makampani si ndale ya kuja ya parliament ya ziko panopo nditumikire corporate world panopo ndale yake ikhala ya kuti anthu ena amene mabwera pano samafuna kumva za politics. Anthu ena amene magwira pano ngati ma professionals samafuna kumva za politics afuna kumva za kuti kodi tingapange bwanji ma profit ndi ndale imene yapano sopano ndi ama profit a chinthuchi kuti chinthu chipange ma profit ndiye sesa kuti khalidwe limene nawo ku politics pano isakhalepo tizikandi khalidwa kuti ma workers amene agwira pano ineyo as one of the workers tose tikhale ndi mind ya kuti tugwira ntchito on behalf of government, an institution that is a profit-making institution. Yeah. The world of corporate world. Because if you look at, I'll give you examples of what the world of politics can do to the world of corporate world. I'll cite companies that politicians have come up with in the world of politics and transferring them into the world of corporate world. I'll give you press corporation. Was done by a politician under the board of press trust to let the people a little bit move out from that world to the corporate world. I'll cite the first few managing directors of that world. That was late Adekebanda in the 70s and coming to 80s, when he fell out of grace from the world of politics, he was a managing director of Press Corporation. So it's the same. That's the engine of creating this world. In America, you find that the corporate world moved Donald Trump to the world of politics. But if you look at it, you find that the behavior of that particular, the so-called corporate leader to corporate politics is the same politics and the same corporate world. So the culture itself is from that engine of politics and to be the engine of whatever that is there.
Now, Honorable Kaluwa, there have been some reservations that will Honorable Kaluwa deliver in this current portfolio that he's a politician? Will he deliver? Because this is now tourism and you're coming from politics.
Tourism, what is tourism? We have to define what tourism is. Dr. Banda had a phrase that traveling is part of education. Tourism is about traveling. Tourism is about experiencing what you'd call places that you'd tour. You see, places that you'd go. Because tourism is about to go places, touring places. Why it was called tourism? Because it was a group of travelers that came together and they said, we are going to tour this project or to tour that place. That is what we call tourism. Now, tourism has places where you could go and sleep, where you could go and eat and transact your businesses. So the politics, in politics we also have political tourism and the corporate world they simply say tourism. I think it's the same experience looking at ethics, the world of how you treat strangers, the world of how you welcome strangers into your different homes. So this Malawi is a Malawi of politics. So when strangers are coming into Malawi, they are coming into the world of politics and into a home of politics. And they are touring a home of politics and they are called tourists. And in a tourism manner, which is places that we build for them to stay and enjoy their stay in that particular place. Now, how do I fit in? Management is the same. It's management of hospitality. It's management of how you treat people. It's management of how you welcome people. It's management of how you maximize profit. To say, here we don't talk about profit, but here we talk about payment, that is profit. Expenses must at least appreciate what you are putting in, rate of return. While in politics, it's about tier. As long as you're my friend, we do the same ideologies, we share the same ideologies, you don't have to pay me because tomorrow I'll visit you. But in this world, you have to pay because we built this, we use our expenses for people to appreciate how beautiful services can be. So I think I'll marry the two and I'll fit in very well.
Now, Umodzi Holdings is an enterprise of the government, and government has put a lot of emphasis into tourism as one of the key areas for economic growth. What are you bringing to the table? We know that Umodzi Holdings has been making massive profits. How will you maintain the momentum?
Let us go and come from that world where Umozi was created. What was it created for? It was created to make profit. But did they make profit in the formative years? The answer is no. It had to take at least other people that are well fitted in the corporate world to turn around the events of this Pamozi set of holdings. Yes, they made a profit, but I don't want to go to details. Yes, they did wonders, but what was it about? It was about controlling expenses versus whatever that you put in. I can also come up with a bogus and a fake profit if I am to mislead the people. But if I am to genuinely lead this and come up with indeed a profit that can sustain this institution, I'll be very proud, and that is the profit that we are looking for. What is it that I'm talking about? I'm talking about what was the gross profit. If the gross profit was 27 billion, you take taxation out of 27 billion, then you are left with other expenses. What are these other expenses? Other expenses would be operating expenses. Operating expenses, what are these? Day-to-day maintenance, buying of food and this and that, and the wages, all these things that would actually eat up that profit for you to come up with a net profit. Now, if 27 was a gross profit and the taxation given to government was about 10 billion, you were left with the 17 billion. Now, that is 17 billion. I would like to make it clear so that you understand. 17 billion, if the profit declared, that was massive per share, as people perceive it out there, was about 6 billion. That means at 17, you were left with 11 billion that went into expenses. And what were these expenses? Operating expenses. What are they? Because they have also to sustain the institution. If you look at it now, when I came in, I saw a lot that has to at least correspond or answer to the profit that was declared. Then I said, okay, I can do the same by leaving whatever that is there, maintaining what my colleagues were doing, also having 11 to 13 billion expenses. That would at least see me have a profit of maybe 11 billion net, not now 5 point something or 6 billion. Then all of you will praise me while this institution is falling apart. So I said, I would rather sustain the vision of our former President Bingo, make it more beautiful, attractive, and sustain it so that the profit that I am going to announce that we have made should be in line or correspond with whatever the institution is all about. And that I'm going to maintain it. And maybe I'll do it better. It may not be what my colleagues or the outgoing chief executive and his colleagues did, but it will be within the profit that will also sustain the institution.
Now, we did hear that you also took part in cleaning up the backgrounds of this
when
place.
I came,
what happened?
yes, when I came, I saw toilets, I saw, the environment was not conducive. So I said, wow, let me get involved. So I went into it, took my suit out, and whatever that is the position that I had out, then I started now getting into cleaning it, because I wanted to sustain that vision that was there, that this should be a place where everybody should be talking about. You can see how clean now it is. You can see how people are doing there. We can see how I even painted those you see over there. I was involved into painting of those, cleaning of toilets, cleaning, so that the institution is sustainable, is also sustainable and sustained. So that is what I do. So politics also teaches you, because politics is a noble profession. You visit palaces, you visit the state houses, so you have an idea about how the outside world or the corporate world can look alike. So politics should be the mother of all whatever that you see that can be taken into ethics of corporate world.
Now, Honorable Kamlepo Kaluwa, there have been assumptions out there that could this possibly be the end of your political career?
Subjective. What is a political career? What is it that people are talking about political career? We don't have a political career, but we have is national service, serving the people, doing what people are looking for, being responsive to people's needs. And that can be served in so many areas of our lives. Part of it could be where I am. If I had an idea about serving my people out of the national service, what they called me for in a certain constituency, I can also do that at a national level. And the politics is about, so many activities and phases in our lives. One could be that I am now getting into the corporate world, and mind you, my son is getting where I was. So I have to create that space that I cannot be together with my son in parliament. And what is it that I want to do more than what I've done already? So I create a space for my son to demonstrate that indeed is a son of a lion. The lion must be identified in my offsprings, that indeed I create that space. So when I am in this corporate world, it may not be the end, because the advice to my son will still be there. But for me to go back there to be something that I don't even support, because I'm phasing out, leaving the space to my son, and who knows, maybe to my grandsons and daughters that are coming. So if you want to still be there, I think this is what we should always be taking stock of it. So it is not the end of my career or in politics, but it may be a phase, very interesting phase, that now from politics I go to corporate world, because politics is the engine, like I said, of whatever that you see.
You mentioned something interesting about your son having gone into parliament while you exited.
Yes.
But does your son carry the same, are you in the same philosophy?
We may a little bit slightly be different, but the steam and the enthusiasm, the name is the same, the brand is the same. This had the chief executive who was there before, and I've come in as a chief executive. Does not necessarily mean that the brand is also different. No, it's the same brand. Umo's Holdings, President's Hotel, BICC, Presidential Villas, and other hotels that in the process we may be able to operate them or acquire them. So the name of Kamlepo will still be in parliament, and is still in parliament. This son of mine is taking that brand of Kamlepo, and others that may come, whether grand ones, they will carry that banner, while that banner now is extending its wings to the corporate world. So you can see how beautiful it is. So for me to say this is the end of the career, no, it's an extension of politics, which is the engine of whatever that we are, to something that was born out of that engine, what we call politics. This is what we are now, and we should nurture this.
So we'll be going to politics, to your political life a little later in the program.
Yeah.
But I wanted to find out what you are bringing. What new things are you bringing to this institution?
One, the chief executive has to bring in a new vision or a vision, and be futuristic and the future. Secondary is to run the institution. Then you go to grow the institution. Then you come up to change the institution. Would that be there? Yes, that would be there. How are you going to do it? By doing this now, sub-core values of it. You come up with that vision and a strategy. Then you take that strategy, you communicate, then you implement the vision. That is what I'm going to do. But be very careful of how I communicate to the people that are working with you, not for you, but are working with you. Like there was that core that before, though it was making profit, but there was a little bit of politics, an element of politics. So there was a little bit of politics that people were employed based on their inclinations.
Some people have argued that when you maintain the old team, you're subject to sabotage.
Yes, I've had that experience. Some of them indeed went AY. They went to cut the wires of the elevators, Masura. But they needed a little bit of interaction, interface, meetings with them, and educate them, and appreciate that change cannot be controlled. Change, whether you like it or not, will always be there. I'll give an example of the church. The church is not for righteous. Forget about it. If it's a pastor is telling you about righteousness, it's not for those people who are coming to church, because these are the people that God wants to transform from their wicked ways to something better. So the church is not for the righteous. The church is for the wicked, so that they can be righteous. And we are going to be saved, not because of your righteous, but because of His grace.
You're watching NBC Exclusive. Our guest this week is Honorable Kamlepo Kaluwa, Chief Executive Officer of Umodzi Holdings. We'll be back shortly after this break. Welcome back to NBC Exclusive. Our guest in the program is Honorable Kamlepo Kaluwa, Chief Executive Officer of Umodzi Holdings. Now, Honorable Kaluwa, there's been an outcry that as Malawian companies, we fail to meet the internationally required standards when it comes to most goods and services in the tourism industry. Do you have that capacity to manage these kind of these international conferences?
I would say yes. Of late, and you may also bear a witness to that, now international conferences, they come to Malawi because we have a capacity here of BICC, which is Bingo International Conference Center. It is indeed responding to that WARE or call, that are we indeed managing it professionally and according to international ethics and the needs. Yes. But we need to improve on some of these because we cannot just rely on the structure itself, but the people that are working for that structure. Do they have the capacity indeed to actually offer those international services? The answer is we are in the process of doing that, and we have already been recommended. Even those who are coming from other places, they do appreciate our services here. The week that I was appointed, as I was coming from Blantyre to Lilongwe, I got a telephone from a friend of mine from Kenya. He phoned me that congratulations that you are Chief Executive of Umodzi Holdings. I'm told it is with this VICC. I have conferences, about 11 of them. Nairobi is full, and I wanted to share some of them with you. So I said, no, you're most welcome. And indeed, within 3 days, I had about 120 people that came. They were so happy, we accommodated here. And after that, we had another people that, you can't believe this, Nazombe, who has a hotel somewhere in Doha, brought in again 140 people here.
Related to that, what are the plans for expansion as Umodzi Holdings?
This is the master plan. It's not mine. It's a master plan, but I'll have to modify, I'll have to transform it to the way how my vision is all about. We are coming up with a 4-star hotel, just opposite to this. Then shopping mall. We are coming up with more villas, presidential villas. We are coming up with okay, you are talking about being a Malawi or Malawian food. If you see up there, the cultural center there, I'm planning of coming up with this in Cape Town there, these flyover electric cars. So it will be from here going up there, and there will be 2 of them. The other one coming from there, the other one coming from this, going there, so that there they can be enjoying our cultural whatever that tradition that we have, food, traditional food, telele. You are talking about amati telezina amati chani chisoso. All these things are going to be accommodated there, and our cultural dances like Honala, Maripenga, Chopa, Ben from Mangocha and Salima, and other sort of traditional dances that we have are going to accommodate there, because this is to attract the international community.
Now, with the challenge of forex that the country has been facing, what are you doing to ensure that you're not wasting forex on ordering things from abroad when you can actually get those services from Malawians?
That is a good question. We are a forex generator here. We generate forex, this institution. We have quite a lot we apply discipline into it. Indeed, in the past, people were buying eggs from Zambia, South Africa, chickens from Zambia, South Africa. Now we encourage that we should be able to buy from the locals.
Nyasa Blog.